What if the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the story you've been telling yourself? Here's the truth: confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, one decision at a time. And today, you're going to learn how leaders create confidence, even when they're scared. Most people think confident people never feel fear. That's one of the biggest myths you'll ever hear. The truth is, every great leader has felt fear. They've doubted themselves. They've questioned their decisions. They've wondered if they were good enough. The difference isn't that they never experienced fear. The difference is they refuse to let fear make their choices. Confidence is not the absence of fear. It's the decision to move forward despite it. Think about every person you admire. Every successful entrepreneur. Every inspiring speaker. Every athlete who stood under pressure. Every leader who changed lives. None of them started with unlimited confidence. They started with uncertainty. They became confident because they kept showing up, even when they didn't feel ready. That's the first lesson every leader understands. Action creates confidence. Waiting destroys it. Too many people spend years waiting for the perfect moment. They wait until they know everything. They wait until they feel completely prepared. They wait until fear disappears. But that day never comes. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The people who change their lives aren't the people who wait. They're the people who begin. Even if they shake. Even if they fail. Even if they don't know exactly what they're doing. Because every action sends a powerful message to your brain. I can handle this. And every time you repeat that message, your confidence grows stronger. Real confidence isn't loud. It doesn't need attention. It doesn't need to prove anything. Real confidence is quiet. It's the calm voice that says, I'll figure it out. Leaders don't pretend to know everything. Instead, they're willing to learn anything. That's a huge difference. People with fragile confidence try to hide their mistakes. Strong leaders admit them, learn from them, and keep moving. Failure doesn't define a leader. Quitting does. Here's another truth that can change your life. Your confidence grows every time you keep a promise to yourself. If you tell yourself you'll wake up early, and you do. If you promise yourself you'll exercise, and you do. If you say you'll finish that project, and you do. You slowly build self-trust. And confidence is built on self-trust. Not compliments. Not social media likes. Not approval from strangers. Those things disappear. But the confidence you earn through discipline stays with you for life. Another habit that separates leaders from everyone else is how they deal with comparison. Most people compare their lives to someone else's highlight reel. They compare their beginning to someone else's success story. And then they wonder why they feel insecure. Leaders don't play that game. They compete with yesterday's version of themselves. Every small improvement matters. One better decision. One better habit. One better conversation. Over time, those tiny improvements become an extraordinary life. Remember this. You don't need to become perfect. You only need to become a little better than you were yesterday. Confidence also comes from preparation. The more prepared you are, the less fear controls you. Want to speak with confidence? Practice. Want to lead a team? Learn. Want to succeed in business? Study. Preparation turns uncertainty into belief. And belief fuels confidence. But even with preparation, there will still be moments when fear whispers, "What if you fail?" When that happens, ask yourself a different question. What if I succeed? What if this opportunity changes my life? What if the only thing I need is the courage to begin? One question keeps you trapped. The other sets you free. Leaders also understand that confidence isn't about never making mistakes. Every setback carries a lesson. Every rejection builds resilience. Every challenge develops strength. That's why leaders don't avoid discomfort. They grow through it. Comfort feels safe. Growth feels uncomfortable. But confidence lives on the other side of discomfort. So the next time fear tells you to stay quiet, speak. When fear tells you not to apply, apply. When fear tells you not to start, start anyway. Every courageous decision builds the person you're becoming. Years from now, your future self won't remember every fear. But you'll remember the moments when you were brave enough to act. So stop waiting for confidence to magically appear. Create it. Build it. Protect it. Strengthen it every single day through action. Because confidence isn't a gift reserved for a lucky few. It's a skill. And like every skill, it grows with practice. So stand a little taller. Speak a little louder. Believe in yourself a little more. Not because you're perfect, but because you're willing to learn, improve, and never give up. Remember this powerful truth. Leaders aren't born with confidence. They build it, one courageous decision at a time. Now it's your turn. Take that first step today. Your future is waiting for the leader you're becoming.